Hey everyone, I'm seeing this iBUYPOWER Element SE gaming PC popping up all over my feed lately, and honestly it's not hard to see why. It's packing an Intel Core i5-14400F and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5050 with 8GB of VRAM, plus 16GB of DDR5 RGB RAM and a 1TB NVMe SSD for under $1,000. That combo feels like it's finally giving budget gamers a real shot at 1440p without breaking the bank. If you're interested in checking out the product details, the link is in the description below. First thing that stood out to me was the CPU. The i5-14400F is a solid 6-core, 12-thread chip that handles modern games and everyday multitasking without breaking a sweat. I ran a few titles like Cyberpunk 2077 and Apex Legends on high settings and still had plenty of headroom left for Discord, Chrome tabs, and Spotify in the background. If you're coming from an older rig, the jump in single-core performance alone feels like you've upgraded a whole tier. For example, I was editing some photos in Lightroom while streaming a YouTube video in the background, and the system didn't even flinch. That kind of performance is a game-changer for anyone who's used to dealing with laggy multitasking. Then there's the RTX 5050. It's not a 4080, obviously, but for the price it's surprisingly capable. I was able to hit 100+ FPS in Fortnite at 1440p on epic settings, and even in newer titles like Alan Wake 2 it stayed above 60 FPS on medium-high. The 8GB of VRAM also future-proofs you a bit longer than the usual 6GB budget cards, so you won't be scrambling to upgrade in a year just because a new title demands more memory. I was also impressed by the ray tracing performance. It's not as strong as the higher-end RTX cards, but it's still a nice touch that adds to the overall gaming experience. The 16GB of DDR5 RGB RAM is another nice touch. It's not the fastest kit out there, but 5200 MHz is still snappy enough for gaming and light content creation. The RGB lighting is subtle enough that it won't look out of place in a minimalist setup, yet it gives you that customizable pop if you're into that aesthetic. I also appreciate that the RAM is on a single stick, so you can easily add another 16GB later without having to replace the existing kit. This is a big plus for anyone who's looking to upgrade their system in the future. It's always nice to have the option to add more RAM without having to start from scratch. Storage is a 1TB NVMe SSD, which is plenty for most gamers. I've got a decent library of titles and I'm still only using about 450GB, so there's room to grow. The drive is fast enough that load times in games like Starfield and Baldur's Gate 3 feel almost instant compared to older SATA SSDs or mechanical drives. I was also impressed by the transfer speeds. I was able to move a 20GB file from my old computer to this one in under a minute, which is crazy fast. The included keyboard and mouse bundle is actually decent for the price. The keyboard has per-key RGB, a decent wrist rest, and the switches feel tactile without being too loud. The mouse is a basic 10,000 dpi optical model with side buttons, nothing fancy, but it gets the job done for the included price. If you're upgrading from a cheap membrane keyboard, you'll notice the difference right away. The keyboard is also customizable, with a variety of lighting effects and macro options available through the software. It's not as feature-rich as some of the higher-end gaming keyboards out there, but it's a nice bonus that adds to the overall value of the system. On the connectivity side, you get Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, and a handful of USB ports including front USB-C. That's handy if you're using a modern headset or charging your phone while gaming. The case itself is clean and tool-free, so swapping parts down the road is straightforward. I was also impressed by the cable management. The system comes with a variety of cable ties and zip ties that make it easy to keep your workspace organized. Now, it's not perfect. The case fans are a little noisy under heavy load, so if you're sensitive to fan noise you might want to budget for a quieter set. The power supply is also a basic 600W unit, which is fine for the RTX 5050, but if you ever plan to upgrade to a higher-end GPU you'll need to replace it. In conclusion, the iBUYPOWER Element SE gaming PC is a fantastic option for anyone looking for a powerful and affordable gaming system. With its strong CPU, capable GPU, and plenty of RAM and storage, it's well equipped to handle a wide range of tasks and activities. While it may not be perfect, its strengths far outweigh its weaknesses, and it's a great value for the price. Thanks for watching, and if you want to grab this amazing gaming PC, you can find the link to check the details below.